Okay. And to be honest, man, I feel so angry at myself. I don't even know if I should say that, but I can't pretend, can't say that I'm happy or whatever. Like I'm cool with the trade or anything like that, man. I feel so angry at myself. That's the reality. That's the real thing. That's what's happening. And I'm feeling this so angry at myself just right now. Yesterday, man, I wasn't even thinking about feeling angry at myself. I was just, active mode or autopilot kind of thing. Yeah, man. Man, looking at this trade, man, I like I was at my chart like 1 hour before market open, you know. So my anticipation is that I'm bearish for the day. I'm bearish for the day until proven otherwise. But I was bearish. But just to take a look at here, I bought this market. I don't even know if it's me or someone else that pressed the button. But I was the only one in my room. But I actually bought here. I don't know why I bought here. I don't know why I bought here. And I bought this market after losing this. I lost money here because the market opened, and I was on the 15-second time frame, and I bought this market here, and I manually closed here. Then when I closed, it went down. After I closed, it went down. You know, and I was feeling bad. Why? Because you know I sold the market before my time of interest, being my macro time. I sold the market. You know, before that, I actually had this week, this 5 minute week marked out. Where is that week? Motherfucking week. So yeah, I had this see that week. That week created an SMT between the other indices. Created an SMT rejection. And so I marked the week out. I said for my um for my bearish um let's say narrative to be invalidated, I would like to see price close above the 50% of that week. If not, once price gets there, I'm gonna sell. So I don't know why I bought here. I don't know why. I don't know who pressed my button, my mouse. I don't know why I bought that market. So I bought here. Obviously, I got smoked. You know, when price got here, man, I don't know what I was thinking. Really, I don't know what I was thinking. I think my emotions were all over the place because I already lost here. I was trading. I was trading before my macro time. Why should you do that, bro? I don't know. Trading before the macro time, and then you know, I manually closed the trade in a loss, and then he came up here. Coming up here at my macro time for me to press the sell, I couldn't press the sell. Then I was like thinking, man, this thing is going up, you know. And then I saw this little, you know, so-called first presented fair value gap, you know, and then I bought here, it went up. Bought here, it went up. Going up here for me to close here. I didn't close the trade here. I bought here, it went up. Really. I bought there, I bought here. Pretty much, pretty good, uh, you know, almost 50. But I didn't close the trade because, I was anticipating it was going to go higher. Bro, you were anticipating it's going to go higher, but in the morning you said you're going to sell. What has changed? What changed? Price has not closed on the 50%. Like nothing here. Price hasn't closed on the 50% of the week from the 5 minute that created the SMT. This is SMT on the lower time frame. We also had SMT on the daily time frame. bearish SMT on the daily time frame, previous day high. You know, everything is signaling short. But you know, so I got here and I bought here from this first presented fair value gap. You know, I don't know when I started trading off of that. I don't know when that started, but I bought here. It went up. For me to close, I didn't close. You know, then and this was actually my entry to go short. This was actually my entry to go short. Here, my stop should be something like this. You know, this was supposed to be my, you know, my ideal entry, something like this. You know, here, and then my stop will go above the high. You know, this is perfect. This is just it, perfect. You know, but I think at the back of my mind, I was already saying, man, price has gone down, taking this liquidity. You know, all this liquidity. You know, but overall, the market is kind of bearish. You know, so like taking this liquidity doesn't mean anything. It's still going to take this one, take here, and even eventually going down more. So that was my that was supposed to be my ideal entry. You know, but I sold before my time of interest, and I bought here in my time of interest, but me buying here is not contextual. It doesn't make sense for me to buy here because the market is bearish. The market retracing, or this was a retracement for me to sell, you know, but I didn't do that. So this was a 10 o'clock open high. This was an entry again for me to enter, bro. Enter here. This is the last chance. Enter. But I didn't enter. I was, you know, I was even looking at like this market was going higher, you know, but I was not in a trade anymore. So market opened actually before 10 o'clock open. I actually entered the trade for a sell because I was already convinced that the market is going down. Like I was more convinced, but I entered before 10 o'clock open. So open high, that high that he created took me out of the trade. Meanwhile, the 5 minute rejection week was still valid for me to enter the trade. So basically, this was where I was supposed to enter the trade, not here, because me entering here, I'm actually selling on discount instead of you know, selling from premium. You understand? So if you look at this, um, say from here to here, uh, so I sold in discount. Man, I have to switch this up, man. Oh, okay. So I sold from discount instead of uh instead of selling from premium. You know, so that was the thing I did. I don't know what to call that. Kind of crazy, really crazy. You know, like I'm so angry right now. So angry. I don't know why I did what I did. Yes, frustration, I guess. So that was it, man. I'm so angry. Like the market, man. Something that I was anticipating since morning. I sat here for a long time. You know, almost like how many hours? Like 4 hours sitting here. You know, just got carried away by my emotions. Just wait for your time of interest and respect what you said you're going to do. This is a 5 minute week. Once price get there, if you didn't close 50% week, nigga, that's your entry. All right, that's your entry. Put your stop above the high. That would be simple for you to do. Simple. But now it's all obvious to me. But then it wasn't obvious. Then I was just carried away. You know, just carried away. And the TP was that previous week high. That's our, you know, point of interest. That was my TP. That was my TP. Man, I said I was here since morning. Like I was here since morning yesterday, being Friday. I was here, you know, and like I was just anticipating, and then, you know, projection and everything. So yeah, was crazy, crazy. I don't know what got into me. I don't know what happened to me. Everything became clear when like the market was done. And even I was even trying to buy. Just imagine, I bought here. Why the fuck, nigga, would you buy here? Tell me why would you buy here when you have previous week high as you draw on liquidity? Why the hell would you buy? Would you buy this shit? You know? Why would you buy that? Huh? Why would you buy that when you have draw liquidity below you? You're buying. Where did it draw to? The market drew to that new week opening gap, the bullish new week opening gap, right? So that this was where the selling ended. New week opening gap, right? This was where it ended. But here I was trying in the evening PM session. I was trying to sell again, trying to sell here, trying to sell this shit again in the evening. So when I was supposed to sell, I didn't sell. Man, it's crazy, really crazy. You know, price to this high. Macro time. Macro time, yeah, it's macro time, but bro, like the context has changed, man. This is a new week opening gap, the bullish one. No longer, it's not bearish anymore. This is a bullish one because we are on top of it. So market has reversed. Smart money reversal has happened here. So nigga, you just have to get out. Just don't you don't have to do anything because you already. I think the reason trying to do all that shit because I already lost money here. Lost a bunch of money here, man. Lost a bunch of money. Money that I would have used to. So I lost a bunch of money. So I was trying to recover here. Which that's not a typical me. When I lose, I accept my losses and I move on. That's my typical self. But I think I was just I just at the back of my mind I was like, man, I could recover here, man. And I don't typically trade the PM session, after losing during the morning session. I don't trade that. I don't do that because that would automatically mean I'm trying to recover or kind of revenge trade or something like that. That's not me, man. I don't do revenge trading, you know. But it happened. So your idea might be valid. Look at that. Saying okay, price has taken this high and then macro time, displacement. This was the displacement on on a real context. This would have been a good trade because macro time displacement, changing the state and SMT happened here. Everything happened here. I took that trade and it was a loss. Why? Because the higher time frame context has changed. We are no longer selling, we're buying. The buying began here. It began here. From where? From that higher time frame new week opening gap. You know? So man, I missed this trade, man. Like this trade was in my face. Like I anticipated this move, like this big move. This is a big move. I anticipated this move, man. Anticipated this move. Like literally it was in my hand. Like God said, take this trade, man. Care yourself for the week, care yourself for the week and things like that. But I just had to let it, slip through my hands, But it's okay though. It's okay, man. I just have to wait next week. Wait next week. So that was the transaction for the week, man. That was the end of the week for me. You know, End of the week for me. Now everything is clear, and obvious, and open to me. But then I was just going back and forth, going back and forth. Yeah. Bottom line is just do your higher time frame analysis, then observe. Let me see. Let me show you something. The fuck that should be. So here. So yeah, you observe price, After higher time frame analysis, then you orientate what time is it, and what is the cycle. Previous day high have been taken. We have SMT, you know, where is price reacting from? Reference, previous cycle context, previous day, previous day high, you know, and then we interpret it. So that was liquidity generation. All this low was liquidity generation. That's the interpretation. And the delivery. The delivery was messy. You can see that it was messy. It was not clean delivery. And the reaction, see reaction, rejection, see how it is rejecting. The reaction was the evidence that we are actually in a bearish. See the reaction just look at that, man. Rejection, rejection, rejection. From where? From that 5 minute uh uh rejection candle. You know, 5 minute rejection candle. What the fuck that should be? Yeah, look at that rejection candle. See that? Rejection, rejection, rejection. And then classify. This is a purge, and revert kind of model. Purge and revert. That is a P and L. P and L. Purge and revert. And then what else? So we just have to decide on it, like take the trade, and then like we are bearish, nothing more. We are bearish, we are bearish. You don't change, no matter what. You don't change that thing. You don't change. So you make your decision. You lock your decision. These are the things I look at. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't just know what happens. Sometimes some things get in the way, mentally, and then get out of control. But it's okay, man. It's okay. So next week will be better, I believe. So make better decisions. So yeah. All right, man. Thank you, and see you on the next one.